No, zdaj pa v Maribor, kulturno prestolnico Evrope, ki jo je obiskala Anne Branch, vodja enote za kulturo pri Evropski komisiji. Udeležila se je javne razprave o pomenu dolgoročnih učinkov projekta EPK. Prav Maribor, ki se je doslej zvrstilo okoli 4000 prireditev, zaznamuje zelo široko razumevanje kulture. Maribor je postal mesto kulturne izmenjave, inovativnih posegov v družbo in ustvarjalnosti. No, vodja enote za kulturo pri Evropski komisiji, zdaj naša gostja v mariborskem studiu. Good evening, Ms. Branch, and thank you very much for your time in our show. Well, you are in the 2012 European Capital of Culture. Could you briefly explain your impression about the activities of the host city?
Well, what I've seen today has been very exciting. I was also here earlier in the year for the opening. I've heard some very interesting things from people. I've seen some interesting things. And one thing that struck me is the people who've said that Maribor will never be the same again in a positive way, because it's a unique opportunity hosting this title. For the first time, it's the first time a Slovenian city is European Capital of Culture. And we know that the title brings a lot of prestige and can permanently change the image of a city for the better, for its citizens and for the city in general. So I've seen a lot of exciting things, very, very interesting.
This is fine to hear. Well, this is the bright side, but speaking of culture, due to a very difficult financial situation, the present Slovenian government is planning substantial cuts in public funding. Many other EU members have faced or are facing a similar situation. Well, what is your experience with other countries dealing with similar problems?
Well, this situation across Europe is, of course, challenging and diverse. Some countries are having to cut culture budgets. In other countries, they've kept them stable. From the Commission's point of view, we are actually proposing a small increase in our future programmes on what we spend on the cultural and creative sectors, because we think that they are sectors that can deliver jobs and growth. They've had higher than average growth rates in recent years, and they contribute more than many other key sectors to the economy. People often don't realise that. But of course, governments have to make difficult choices. But what we would say in relation to the European Capital of Culture is that this is a very strategic event that a city can really use to get long-term benefits culturally, economically and socially if it adopts a long-term strategy to it. And so we hope that the title will bring long-term benefits to Maribor despite the crisis that's going on in Europe.
Well, we hope to, Ms. Branch. Thank you very much for the interview, and see you again in Maribor or elsewhere in Slovenia. Good night. No, naša televizijska oddaja